Well, shooters and reloaders, it's Fortune Cookie 45 LC coming to you from the Hot Lead Zone. And you know this discussion about leading and how we hate it, and how if we shoot some jacketed bullets in our gun at the end of shooting cast bullets, we can actually make a lot less work for us cleaning our guns because the jacketed bullets will help scrub the lead out of the barrel. Every time that's brought up, it always raises a controversy because other shooters will come in and say, no, that doesn't work because the jacketed bullets only iron the leading into the rifling, and you may not even see that leading there once that happens. And if you do a lot of scraping in your barrel, you'll get lead flakes coming out of there, which shows that the leading is still there. Well, there's a controversy. And the thing about it is that both camps have good shooters in there, well-experienced shooters, that advocate one way or the other. And how can both camps be right or wrong? Well, there is an explanation that perhaps we should look at to settle this so that both sides are actually right and neither side is wrong. And the reason is because leading is in degrees of severity. And we're all talking about different degrees of severity. There's light leading, moderate leading, and severe leading. Light leading is little streaks of lead that's right on the edge of your rifling. It may be here close to the chamber, or it could be out toward the muzzle or anywhere. Moderate leading is when instead of having little streaks of lead along there, you're starting to see bigger streaks. But you're not losing your grooves. Severe leading is when the leading is so bad that you don't see rifling. The grooves are obliterated by the leading. Now, leading tips itself off to us as we're doing our shooting. Just like rifle shooters have to keep going back and forth and scrub their bores up between strings because they want to have the best chance for accuracy, there's actually little tip-offs about leading that might be happening to our barrels in our handguns. So how do we know when we have light leading? And that is the last shot of the day with a cast bullet, boom, the bullet hits exactly where we called the shot. In other words, the accuracy is still there. Now we go home and we find out that there's some minor streaks of lead in our barrel here or there, or if we look in the forcing cone, we might see some light leading right in there. So light leading is not a problem, and in fact, if you shoot some jacketed hollow point bullets or magnum loads at the end of the day, you'll blow a lot of that light leading out of there, so your cleaning is really easy afterwards. And this is what we're talking about. Now there's moderate leading. Now moderate leading is when you fire a shot and the bullet doesn't go where you expect it to. And in fact, you touch that shot off just the way you would like to touch it off, and instead of the bullet going where you call it, it goes someplace wild. You're starting to get flyers. That's moderate leading. If you start seeing that, that means you're getting leading that's starting to obliterate your grooves. You might be losing 2/3 of your groove, maybe even more. If you get moderate leading, stop shooting, and you're going to have a big job to go home and get that lead out. Now, if you shoot some jacketed magnums through there, when you have that, you can still blow a lot of that lead out of there, making your cleanup a little bit easier. That's when your chore boy will do a great job, or your Lewis lead remover. Now you have a situation of the worst kind of leading, and that's called heavy leading or severe leading. When you have that happen, it's because you kept shooting lead bullets or cast bullets even after accuracy was going downhill. You kept shooting, and so what happened then, you started to get keyholing. And the bullets are going into the target sideways, and that's a very dangerous situation because you've actually started losing all of your grooves. you've got enough groove loss that there's no stabilization of the bullet, causing the keyholing. Now, if you have that kind of leading, shooting jacketed magnums through there not only won't do anything but iron that leading into the rifling, but it's also dangerous because you're getting higher pressures and could be a very unsafe situation. Heavy leading like that, you've heard stories of people taking the gun to a gunsmith because they can't get that out themselves, and the gunsmith uses a torch and actually heats the barrel up and gets the lead out that way. So this Blackhawk of mine shoots a lot of lead bullets. I shoot 95% lead bullets. So you can see some of the streaks in there. And the barrel does look clean, but when you look at it from this angle, you can see some streaks of lead in there. So here are my two Ruger Blackhawk 357s, and this one you just saw. Now I'll show you this one. Now this one's the one that was on that last video where we shot the Magnum blasters of H110. And if 18 rounds, like 3 cylinders full, will do a good job scrubbing the lead out, what happens if we shoot like 50 rounds through there? Get that in focus because it's very hard. The camera lens is not on the same axis as our eyeball. So if we can settle this controversy, it really isn't a controversy. Everyone's right. It all depends on the degree of leading. And if you keep your leading to the light side, you can handle it with a few jacketed magnums at the end of your shooting session. It'll work. But if you're gonna let the leading get to the point of being severe or heavy, then we got trouble. And I don't wish that upon you. Good shooting to all of you out there. Take care. We'll see you next video. Bye for now.